Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so glad to have you here. It's the top of the hour, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific. It is time for our Monday incredible business overview, and I'm so excited to be here with you. My name is Jim Tanner. I'm here today from my home in Cape Cod Bay, Massachusetts, and you are, as we're getting started, I just want you to know that you're not in a position to be able to unmute or turn on your camera because we want to keep the distractions to a minimum. But we would love to have you join us in the chat and actually share with us right now, if you will, where you're zooming in from this evening. And we would love to just be able to put those faces to locations as we're getting started here tonight. And you'll see that as people start doing that, that we're joined by people from all over the US and probably Canada as well. So welcome to all of you. I'm going to step out of the way here in a moment. I'm going to come back as I have a co-presenter here this evening, and you're going to be hearing from some of our business partners as well. But let me just step out of the way and in a form of introduction, just say that you're about to hear from Mr. John Fehrenbach out of the Ohio market. Now, John Fehrenbach is an incredible leader. This is a gentleman that knows 100% of the information, loves helping people, and really knows how the big money is made in this business. So I'm excited you're going to be hearing from Mr. Fehrenbach. I'll be back in a few minutes to share my story and some thoughts as well. John Fehrenbach, take it away, sir.
Jim, thank you very much. Thank you for those kind words. Good evening, everybody. I am zooming in from Canton, Ohio, or near Canton, Ohio, a small town called Louisville. If you're familiar with Canton, it's where the Professional Football Hall of Fame is, and we just got finished with our Hall of Fame week. And the one kind of neat thing about what we do here is that I was able to take time to throw a bunch of volunteer hours and help with that. It takes about 4,000 volunteers to put that thing together. I was one of those folks, so it was a great time. Got to see a lot of people. And you know what? I want to get started, jump into this right away. So if you give me 2 seconds to share my screen, let me get that done, and we will rock on. Go. There we go. Should all be good to go. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Sonora, thank you very much. Good evening again, everybody. And I tell you what, I can't tell you how excited I am to be here this evening. I'm excited about sharing information with you that was shared with me. Excuse me, I'm getting my screen straightened out there. I'm excited about sharing information with you that was shared with me a couple years ago, actually. And I'm going to direct most of my comments to all of the folks in the room that are invited guests. Somebody thought enough of you to invite you to this Zoom to learn about the impact that we're having coast to coast across the United States and Canada. We're glad you're here, and we're glad you're here with us. So we'll be talking about your opportunity and your freedom. We know that the world has changed forever, and people want choices. They want choices about their income. They want choices to have a better work-life balance. And they're choosing more flexibility and independence. In these uncertain times, doesn't it make sense to have some sort of backup plan? For me, when I was looking for a backup plan, I knew that would have to be some type of a business. I knew that I could count on me, and I've never fired or laid myself off. I've given myself a stern warning now and again, but I knew that at the end of the day, I'd be building a future that I could never do as an employee. And we're going to be talking more about this in a few minutes. Some of you are here today because you're evaluating your opportunities in the marketplace, maybe as you pivot to a new career or as a backup plan. We'll share some information this evening for your consideration. But before we do that, with your permission, I'd like to ask a question. Are you working for the right type of income? We know that there's 3 forms of income. First off, that there's linear income, just flat out trading time for money. Whether you're an employee or a contractor, you've come to an agreement a certain type of a wage, whether it's $15 an hour, 20, 30, whatever the dollar per hour is. You work those number of hours and you get money, literally trading time for money. There's leveraged income, where you might build a team and leverage the income of the potential of not just one, but of a multiple of people. An example of that would be a broker. They have a product or service such as real estate or an insurance broker and have a bunch of agents selling, and the broker gets a piece of each and every sale. And then there's residual income, where the work you do today, tomorrow, next week, maybe even next month will continue to pay off for years to come. This could be your retirement plan. This is very similar to royalties music artists and actors get every time their song is played, or movies are run, or a TV series is aired. It's literally disconnecting time from money. I've heard this called rollover money, where you roll over in bed and the money never stops. We'll be discussing this in more detail a little bit later. Now, let's stop to consider the company. We know that there are 5 areas to evaluate when you're looking at a company. First off, you're looking for a company that is rock solid and has stood the test of time. We know startups can be a bunch of fun, but the upside is unpredictable and certainly they're volatile. Uh, Secondly, is there a need in the marketplace for their product? Third, does their product fill that need in an easy to use manner? And compensation, of course. Are you compensated well for sharing that product with other people? And then fifth, is this the right time for the company and its products? Is their timing right? So let me tell you a little bit about our company. This is the founder of our company, Mr. Harlan Stonecipher. Mr. Stonecipher was in a car accident. It wasn't his fault. The other party who caused the accident was cited by the State Highway Patrol. And while he lay recuperating in the hospital from his injuries, an attorney had convinced the other party to file a lawsuit against Mr. Stonecipher. He spent most of his life savings defending that lawsuit. Now, he was a full-time teacher and insurance agent, and as he started to ponder his situation, he noted that he had car insurance that replaced his car, he had health insurance that handled all of his hospital bills, and had he passed, he had life insurance to take care of his family. But he had nothing to help him with the lawsuit. That's why we say from an accident, a mission was born: equal access to justice. Now, from his kitchen table to the building you see on the screen, this 51-year-old company in Ada, Oklahoma is protecting and empowering over 4.4 million people across the US and Canada. Our vision: to provide equal access to liberty, equality, opportunity, and justice that every human deserves. We've been written up in Forbes magazine, Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg, CNBC. This company has been traded on the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, and then was acquired by a private equity firm, MidOcean Partners, for $650 million, and is currently valued at over $2 billion. Why, might you ask? Well, we've mastered this thing called disruptive innovation, making things easier, simpler, and more affordable. This is very similar. I'm sure you remember shopping at the mall or going to a store to look for goods that you might need for your house. Well, Amazon created this app where you just jump on your phone, you shop for everything that you need, and maybe the same day, the next day, within a couple of days, it shows up on your doorstep. And then I'm sure all of you remember purchasing CDs, maybe LPs, digging way back, cassette tapes, 8-track tapes. I'm probably aging myself a bit. Today, we just search for a song or a genre or an artist, and all of a sudden it's playing on our phone through apps like Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music. And don't get me started what Uber and Lyft did to the taxi business. These are all disruptors to what was perceived as the current system. But what about getting access to the justice system? That's where we come in. Now, if any of these things have ever happened to you, just type me into the chat. Have you ever thought about writing or revising your will? Maybe been notified that your personal information was compromised. Maybe you'd been treated unfairly or said, let me speak to your supervisor. Maybe you've been a victim or a breach of identity theft, signed a contract maybe that you didn't understand, or maybe even regretted later signing it. Maybe you've received a traffic ticket. Have you ever had an insurance claim denied that you thought was covered? Maybe had a question regarding your credit score or bought a defective product and wondered what the heck actually were your rights. Maybe had your social media hacked. These are everyday normal things that happen to us. And as I can see by the chat, there's a lot of me's in there. Probably you wouldn't even consider calling an attorney just because of the expense. Now, with the tap of an app, we're connected to an attorney for all of those everyday issues. We call this Legal Shield. This is what the Legal Shield mobile app looks like. Imagine this being on your phone, and with the tap of a button, you're connected to our network of attorneys. There's no need to vet them, no need to search for the right attorney for the right situation. Legal Shield has already done that for you. We've taken the worry and the guesswork out of looking for a good attorney. So imagine for a minute that you're my attorney. And every month, I want to have access to you for personal and legal advice on an unlimited number of personal issues. I want you to review any contracts or documents that I might be involved in, and I'd like you to make or write letters and make calls on my behalf if it's in my best interest. And I'd like you to take care of my will, my living will, my health care and financial powers attorneys. If I ever get a traffic ticket, I'd love your assistance and helping me either keep that off my record or keep everything as quiet as possible. If I'm ever named in a civil trial defense, I want you to take care of me for any of those covered situations. And then if the IRS knocks on my door, Mr. Attorney, I want you to help me out in a tax audit if I need assistance there. And then I want you to go to bed with your phone. Why? I want 24/7 emergency access to you. If I'm ever in a situation where I'm being detained or I need to speak to an attorney at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I want to know that all I have to do is give you a call, you'll pick up your phone, and you'll help guide me through that particular situation. And of course, any type of family and domestic services that I might need, maybe an uncontested divorce, adoption, separation, or name change. Listen, how much would you charge me for that, Mr. Attorney? We've had attorneys tell us tens of thousands of dollars. We've had attorneys say, if I agreed to all of that, it would bankrupt my firm. Well, guess what? For $29.95 a month, less than $1 a day, we do that with Legal Shield. Personal legal advice, contract and documents reviewed, letters made on your behalf, calls made on your behalf. If you need a living will or healthcare power of attorneys or financial power of attorneys, traffic ticket assistance, civil trial defense, and 24/7 emergency access, as well as any type of family and domestic services, such as an uncontested divorce, adoption, separation, or name change for $29.95 a month, $1 a day for peace of mind. And who's covered? You're covered as the member. Your spouse is covered, or domestic partner. Your never married dependent children under the age 26 at home, or a full-time student. Your dependent children under the age of 18 from whom the member is a legal guardian, and any physically or mentally disabled children living at home. That is Legal Shield. Plain, simple, and certainly practical. Our other flagship product is ID Shield. Now, this does what a lot of ID protection coverage does. It monitors and alerts you if your credit score goes up or down, or you get somebody taps into your credit bureau, pays attention to your social security number, your passports, your driver's license, emails, phone numbers, usernames, passwords. It pays attention to the dark web in case your information is leaked there, and of course, social media, as well as privacy and social media reputation management. It pays attention to all of those social media apps that you're on and looks for damaging content and lets you know that that's happening. What I like best about our plan is the comprehensive restoration. We literally have licensed private investigators who will do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to restore your identity to its pre-theft status if your identity is ever stolen. They will take care of you. They will get you back to that pre-theft status. A lot of companies send you pages and here's everything that you need to do. Not us. We take care of that for you. We also have a suite of electronic protection. We have malware protection for up to 10 devices in your home. And we have a VPN. If you're not familiar with what a VPN is, if you're ever at Starbucks or a hotel or McDonald's and you're using their Wi-Fi, a VPN literally hides your private information from any private eyes on that public Wi-Fi. It literally makes your connection private. We also have a password manager. It saves time. It gives you control of your passwords. Credit counseling and privacy management, and all for $19.95 a day $19.95 a month for an individual, and for the family plan is $34.95. Again, who's covered? In the individual plan, just the member. In the family plan, obviously the member spouse or domestic partner, up to 10 dependent children under the age of 18. It also provides consultation and restoration services for dependent children ages 18 to 26. And that is ID Shield. What's really neat about these two particular plans, they come with something called member perks. There are over 400 different vendors that are all vying for your business with discounts and promotions. Typically, it's enough to offset your Legal Shield and ID Shield memberships. I've purchased computers, reserved hotels, rental cars, just about anything that you do in life, you can do through our member perks, and they all offer discounts because they want to take care of our members. So member perks is a big deal in our company. Listen, without further ado, I'd like to bring back my friend and business partner, Mr. Tanner. He knows how to make the big money in this business, and he has fun doing it. Jim, I'm getting all tongue-tied. It's your turn, buddy.
Thank you very much. Hey, John, great job. And just let me know if you're not seeing my slides. I just switched. We got the same slide, but I switched over to my computer. So thanks a lot for that. And, I love member perks because it makes a no-brainer, a double no-brainer. It's like a hat on a hat, right? I mean, we've got these services that speak to the community, that speak to the business owner, that speak to their employees. And the truth is, we've always got to talk about this. There's a subset of that group of people that, while the services make sense, that it's still outside of their reach financially. And then member perks just brings it within reach of all of that smaller group of people. And same thing in my house, John. We realize more savings every month in the investment in our Legal Shield and ID Shield membership. And I think about just our cell phone bills, some of the trips we go on, the entertainment, the travel, all the stuff that happens. And now with back to school, what you're seeing on the slide with member perks, there's over 400 companies and growing. Some of the biggest names on planet Earth want to give you discounts as part of member perks. And as John was talking about, and I'm going to talk about the compensation plan in our business, because I think this is just an incredible business. Now, I'm biased. It completely changed my life. In February, it'll be 20 years that I've been involved in this business. At 28 years old, having already been a Legal Shield member for a decade, at 28 years old, I saw what I'm about to share with you. And I said, you know what? I have been telling people about Legal Shield for free for 10 years. And if I'm being totally honest, I could have really used some compensation for that because I was not in the best financial situation. So some of you, you're in a situation where you just want to refill your retirement accounts, right? Where you want to catch up on some of your savings. Some of you, you're saving for something big, like a destination wedding for your child or your grandchild. Some of you want to put your kids in a better school, a private school, maybe you want to change where your house is, where your cars, what the kind of cars you drive. Whatever it is, these services that John just shared with you and our incredible company allow you a vehicle to change everything. I'm just going to share with you some of our compensation. Then I'm going to let you hear from some of our business partners, and I'll talk to you about what's going to happen next in a moment. But let's say you're a new associate, okay? You sign up a family, and what does that even mean? You just let someone know that Legal Shield and ID Shield exists. Maybe all you did was invite them to this event that we do on Monday evenings, so that John, myself, and other members of our team can do a presentation for them. I always thought that was fascinating when I got started, that I could have someone else do a presentation and that I could earn the income for that. And that's exactly what you can do. Now, back then, we didn't have Zoom, right? 20 years ago, I had a VHS tape and a CD and a cassette. Those were the tools back then. But today, we have events like this going on all the time. And let's say you're a new associate, you sign up a family, you're earning $70. as a brand new associate on your first enrollment. Now, as you're seeing on the screen, the startup cost, the associate setup fee is right now in the month of August, only $49. And that's astounding because that's actually, I'll talk about this before I wrap up, but that's below the administrative costs that our company incurs to get you set up as an associate. So some of you, you've been on webinars before where you got to this point and they're saying, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and it sounded good, but maybe it was still out of reach. And now you're hearing me say $49. You're saying, well, he must have meant 49,000, 4,900, 490. It's $49 because bringing people on as associates in our business to help us bring this movement forward of equal access to equal justice is not a profit center for the company. In other words, you joining us on the mission is not one of the company's profit centers or income streams. As a matter of fact, as I said before, this is below our company's realized cost for you to become an associate. So why do we do it? Because the work that we do is so important. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. But I just want to share this with you. $70. So you're in profit mode on your first enrollment. And by the way, when I got started in my business at 28 years old, I had a full-time job delivering furniture during the day, a part-time job at a retail store in the mall at night. And between those two jobs and commuting, that was 80 hours a week of my life. And someone else, I don't know if you've ever been through this, but someone else always decided when I got promoted. But when I joined this company, all of a sudden I was in the driver's seat. And all of a sudden I get to decide. As a matter of fact, you get to decide. Protect a few families, you move from associate to senior associate. Now you're earning $90 when someone enrolls. And if you do that in your first 20 days, you get a $100 bonus. We call that getting fast start qualified. So not only are you able to earn great income, but you're also to earn incentives and bonuses that are available. We got trips all over the world that I'll talk to you about in a few minutes. But let's say you're an executive director on our team. Now, this is a level you qualify for monthly. And as an executive director, you're earning $370 every time you enroll a family in our Legal Shield 90 Shield plans, which again is $64.90 per month. So what does enroll mean, by the way? That means they just go to your website and sign up. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes for them to do that. They get the mobile apps on their own phones. The whole family gets the services, as John Fehrenbach just talked to you about. And you're earning $370. When is that income paid out to you? 7 days a week. Not the third Friday, not the second supermoon. Every time that money is earned by you, it's dropped into your checking account 7 days a week. We call that getting paid daily. And so as an executive director earning $370, what if you sign up 5 people a month? That's $1,850 a month. That's a nice part-time income. What if you do that weekly instead of monthly, though? Now you're earning $96,200 a year. And I just want to share with you a couple other examples, because as John talked about, working for the right kind of income. Now you're in a position like an insurance broker or a real estate broker. Insurance brokers in your community. What they do is they work with insurance agents. Those insurance agents help protect people's families, their cars, their homes, business owners and their businesses. And those insurance agents that do that great work in the community earn great income. And the insurance broker that works with those agents also earns an override on the production that the agents do. That's the broker model. Same thing in real estate, right? You've got real estate agents throughout your community helping people find their dream home, sell their home and downsize as their kids get older. They're doing a great service in the community, earning great income doing that. And the real estate broker that works with those agents is earning an override income. With your Legal Shield business, you're in the same position. Just like an insurance broker or a real estate broker, when a new associate on your team makes a sale, let's just say, for example, I'm a new associate on your team and I make a sale and you're my executive director. When I make that sale, you're earning $300. Now I do that 5 times a month. You're earning over $1,000 in overrides. What if you had 5 of me? What if you had 10 of me? So now I hope you can see why so many people are excited about what we do and why they're so excited about building a business with our company, because we've got this incredible suite of services and we've got an incredible compensation plan. Serious services that speak to the community and serious competition. And again, as I said, we get paid every day, 7 days a week. Now you can enroll individuals, you can enroll businesses, you can enroll the employees on the job site, and you can build a team. What you're seeing on the screen here, we call this our Wheel of Opportunity. And again, we have our Legal Shield services that John shared with you, ID Shield as well. But we also can offer our services as a voluntary employee benefit on the job site. You know what that means? That means that some of our associates go to companies and meet with the employees and sign up through one presentation, 10 people, 20, 50, 100, hundreds of people all at the same time. We have business plans that serve the business owners and their businesses. We have commercial drivers plans that protect those individuals that drive the 18-wheelers from across the United States. We have a public safety plan for teachers, firefighters, police officers, EMTs, and others. The heroes that do that heroic work every day are covered with their own special plan. We have plans for gun owners. We have plans for teachers, and all of these incredible people that you can build a team, as I said. In other words, there is a place for you in our company. Now, as I said before, we like to have fun too, right? We do serious work. We have incredibly serious income potential here as an upside for you, but also we love to have fun. And just in the last handful of years, this company has sent my family all over the world. So we have this Performance Club program that allows you to earn great cash incentives on a monthly basis, up to $500 a month, just by protecting 2 to 4 families a month. That's an additional $6,000 a year. That part-time job that I had at a GNC store in the mall that I went to after I worked hard all day, I changed polo shirts, and I went over there, punched in for a different shift. I never made $6,000 a year. And this one incentive pays that amount out just by protecting a few families a month. So whether you're going to work with us on a part-time basis, on a full-time basis, as a career, in your spare time, in slices of time, you can Performance Club qualify, earn cash bonuses and trips all over the world. Now, I'll talk more about the trips because we're gonna do a little break here in a moment, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna share some more of my journey with you. But what I'd like to do right now is start by going to some of my business partners, and they're going to tell their story as well. I'm going to start by going to South Carolina to Miss Venus Powers. Venus, take it away.
If I could unmute, that'd be fantastic, right? Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for being a part of our Zoom this evening. I came from a background of technology startup companies and lead generation management companies. And in startup companies, you understand that you are acquired, bought, sold, and sometimes you're a part of the sale and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're left behind. And, that was all, it was kind of fun, while the roller coaster was going. But then when you settled into a company that you thought was going to be great, and then you are let go in a company-wide layoff 10 days before $10,000 in stock options vest, it's a hard pill to swallow. So you start looking for something different. And I decided at that time I was going to start a family. And, several years into that, my husband became ill, and I was given an opportunity to work from home because I've set myself up to work from home for the past 18 years. And this company was doing a great job. I was able to be with my husband during his time of illness. And they started making bad business decisions about 3 years after he passed. And I thought I needed something different, something that I could control of my own. And I found Legal Shield through a 20-minute video. I'm sure many of you have seen a similar or like video that I saw. And I learned that I could control my own income. I could control my own destiny. And that if I made a bonus that month, I made it. If I didn't, it was because of me, not because someone else in a back room decided it wasn't in the budget this month, or because they made bad business decisions and didn't maintain their retention. And, the team that I've become a part of and the self-development that we have in place has been something that you cannot get in any other organization. And I'm going to tell you, I've been in a lot of companies and I've been a part of a lot of different and unique teams. And Legal Shield has just brought something into my life that has been completely different than anything I've been involved in. And I wouldn't replace it for anything. Thank you for being here this evening, and I'll give it back to you, Mr. Tanner.
Venus, thank you very much. I love hearing your story. I've got one more for you, Lisa. We're going to go to Colorado Springs, Colorado, to Sonora Danzler. Sonora?
Hey, everyone, and great evening. And thank you so much, Mr. Tanner, for allowing me to share with everyone. So just real quickly, tell you a little bit about myself. My story is that I came from the corporate America world, working about 70 to 80 hours per week. I'm sure a lot of you guys kind of relate to that. As a matter of fact, a few of you are probably still relating to that. And if you are, go ahead, put a number 2 in the chat right there for me if you're still relating or have related to it. But I was missing everything that was important to me. I was missing my husband, the kids, the family, faith, fitness, finances, all the important things. And then I saw this opportunity and I said to myself, I could probably do this in my spare time. It'll definitely fit in with all of my busy schedule. Well, I am still busy right now, but transitioning to right now, I work the business part-time. I follow the amazing system that we have. I stay plugged in. I currently am working with the small business owners, their employees, their families, but I'm also building a team coast to coast of business professionals as well. So you probably want to know, well, what am I going to be doing next and what's going to be next for me? Well, a couple things. You have to follow me on social media to definitely follow me. But one of the most important things that I have gotten out of this business thus far is having the opportunity to work with so many people so that I can make a difference in those lives that I touch. So that's one of the most important things right now, because I see that there's so many people out there that need the memberships as well as they need this opportunity. So I cannot wait to just get back out there and share this information with so many more people and tell them about this amazing opportunity as well as the amazing services. So thank you so much, Mr. Tanner, for allowing me to share, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you very much. And I just love hearing the stories of the folks that are winning from across the US and Canada as well. And we have this incredible business that meets people where they are. And in my case, at 28 years old, as a person who really hadn't lived in the world yet, I never owned a business. I wasn't a salesperson. I never had success. I wasn't educated. And yet, because of this business, I was able to accomplish all my goals and dreams. And I continue to raise those goals and dreams, and I've been able to accomplish those as well. What am I saying? Why am I saying that? Because this is a business that will meet you where you are today and then challenge you to not stay where you are. And so we'd love to have you go on this journey with us. As we're wrapping up, I just want to go back to what John Fehrenbach talked about. 5 areas to evaluate. If you're going to spend your energy and time and focus and develop skills to build a business, then you want to have a company that has stood the test of time, and you have that here. 51 and a half years in business, started from need, not from greed. You have the founder's DNA permeating throughout this business today, a $2 billion company that went from our founder's kitchen table to the American Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, until finally becoming this multi-billion-dollar company with private equity financier partners behind us to take us into the decades into the future. Is there a need in the marketplace? Ask yourself around you. Are business owners wondering what they should do or who they should call? Of course, they have attorneys, but every time they pick up the phone and talk to their attorney, they get a bill in the mail. Is the average ordinary citizen's income, hourly wages, keeping up with the hourly rates of attorneys in their community? Obviously, the answer is no. Making the justice system out of reach of the ordinary individual. So we have a product that speaks to that. It gives access to the justice system, access to the experts when cybercrime and identity theft lands at our front door. Are we well compensated for telling the story, for sharing the good news? Absolutely. With 1 year advance commission, that means that you're funded on day one. You don't have to go to the bank with a business plan and beg for a loan. You don't have to go to angel investors and give away part of your business, because our company will advance you 1 year's commission up front, and they pay us 7 days a week. And what about the timing? As I've heard so many times in my career, the T in timing is so much more important than the T in talent. And I can tell you from my perspective, the talent, the things I had heard were the things that make you successful in business. I didn't have any of those when I got here, but we had a great company with a great system, and your timing couldn't be any better. Listen, you don't want to have started this business 51 years ago when our pioneer founders did. As a matter of fact, right now is the best time at 3% market penetration and focused on becoming the incredible next trillion-dollar business. On a business you can start part-time, work from anywhere, with a book of business you can build today that's willable to your estate. You know what that means? That means that generations of your family and mine that we'll never hold in our hands will be able to benefit from the business that you and I are building today. Residual income for the lifetime of every member on the books, training. You've been to presentations like this where somebody said, we're going to train you, we're going to support you, we're going to be there along the way, only to find out what you really got was a pep talk and a handful of brochures. That is not how business is done in this company. Today, we're going to train you to get started quickly. We're going to bring you through ongoing weekly training and development. We're going to align you with mentors that want you to win and are fairly compensated when you win. All of this for a business you can start for only $49 today. So here's what I would like for you to do. We're going to take a 5-minute break. I want you to get back to the person that invited you today. Now, if you're sitting next to them, hug them. That's my recommendation. At least high five them. But if they're not sitting next to you, because a lot of this is virtual, just text them. They'll text you back the link to their website so that you can get started. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to click the Business Builder Bundle button. I'll say that one more time because that was a lot of B's, right? It's called Business Builder Bundle. This is going to give you this one-time thing that we're doing in the month of August where you can enroll as an associate for $49. It will also bundle in your Legal Shield and ID Shield membership as well to protect yourself. And if you have a family, you can protect them as well. So you're going to get the memberships and become an associate today, and then come back in 5 minutes and we're going to do a getting started training. I won't brag about myself about anything except one thing. In 20 years, I have learned how to help people launch their business. Now, when I got started in this business, you used to have to fill out a bunch of paper, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, lick it and seal it, put it in a mailbox and send it to our home office headquarters, and then wait for a kit to come in the mail weeks later. Today, none of that is required. As a matter of fact, 5 minutes from now, I'm going to show you exactly how to launch your business the right way and right away. So get back to the person that invited you. They're going to give you their link. And 5 minutes from now, I'm going to start the training. And we'll be right back here together in 5 minutes. Thanks, everybody. Stay on the Zoom. Jump off if you have to get signed up, and then come right back. All right, come on back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I turned my camera off so you wouldn't see me swaying while Journey's playing. Listen, if you're my age or around there, you were dancing too. So be honest with yourselves. Come on back in. We're going to do this incredible getting started training. Thanks. Welcome back, everybody. And I know we've got a few folks that are still finishing, punching in their buttons, and you're panicking and you're saying, well, wait a second, I'm not done. Go ahead and finish. I'm gonna ramble for about 20 more seconds, but hit submit. It's gonna whirl for a bit. You're gonna get an email with confirmation in a few moments. Nothing that I'm gonna cover now requires you to have that confirmation email. So just finish getting signed up and get started. Come on over here for this training. I am pumped to be here with you. Again, my name is Jim Tanner. Now I'm here at my home. You'll see me as the weeks go on. You'll see me in different places. But today I'm in my place in Cape Cod Bay, Massachusetts. So for those of you that know the area, this is where the Pilgrims actually landed before they went on the Plymouth Rock. They came here first and resupplied. And you're not here for a lesson in all of that, but it's a pretty cool place. And if you haven't been here, it's my little slice of heaven, and I'm excited to share it with you this evening. I'd love for you to just put in the chat. I know you did it way back at the beginning, but I'd love for you to put in the chat where you're joining us from on Zoom this evening so I can see it. I got the chat loaded up on my screen as well. And I'm going to take you through some things you need to know to get your business started. I see Sonora's in Colorado, and I'd love to hear where you're joining us from this evening. Here we've got some folks. We got Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Todd, I'm coming your way in October. I'm going to be speaking in Atlanta in October. I can't wait to see you there. Sam Davis in Rochester, New York. I can almost see you from here, Sam. I got South Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina. Welcome. Chicago, welcome. We're so glad to have you here. And Cookeville, Tennessee. Andrea, welcome. It's great to have you with us. You're going to see again. Oh, hey, John, Las Vegas. Welcome. Wow. Congratulations. Glad you're here with us. We got folks from, we got George again, James Horton. Welcome, James. We're so glad you're here with us. Let's see. I'm going to be in, I forget where I'm going to go. I'm going to be in the Boston suburbs, Marlborough, Massachusetts, coming up in a couple weeks. I'm going to be in, there's, hey, Phil Grasso, Brandon, Mississippi. Welcome. Glad you made it here tonight. Glad to have you here with us. I'm going to be in Marlborough, Massachusetts. That's kind of the deep suburbs of Boston. I'll be there soon. I'm going to be in Seattle and Portland soon. I'm going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, Baltimore, Maryland soon. I'm going to continue to crisscross the nation and see everybody when I get to town. We got California, welcome. And Sonora Danzler is threatening to bring me out to Colorado as well. So I'll be there. Anita Madison says, come to Ohio. I'm working on it. I'm going to come and see you too. All right, let me get into this getting started training. No one came here for a geography lesson. I want you to know that you are joining the right company and you're joining it at the right time. Your timing is impeccable. I know I said that a little bit in the presentation, but I've heard people say, oh, Jim, I wish I got started when you got started 20 years ago. But you know what? When I got started 20 years ago, you know what people said to me? They said, Jim, this is never going to work for you because the people that make the money in a company like this, you have to get in at the beginning. And that was 30 years before that. And I'm telling you that right now, today, we have the foundation of success to take us everywhere we need to go and to fulfill our founder's vision. That's a mouthful to say. But let's talk about our results so far. To date, we have more than 700 people who've earned one of our rings. Now, we have a ring program. It's a recognition program where there's 12 rings. And I don't have mine here with me where I could show it off, but it's like a Super Bowl ring. And so you get one of these rings when you earn $50,000 in a 12-month period. And some people ask, so it doesn't have to be January to December. It's any rolling 12 months. You earn $50,000, you're a $50,000 ring earner. Then our next ring is $100,000 in a 12-month period. And we have one for $150,000 in a 12-month period. One at $200,000, that's one I've got so far. $200,000 in a 12-month period, then $300,000, $400,000, and it just keeps going up by $100,000 increments to $1 million a year. And currently, although we have plans to expand the ring program, currently we're at 12 rings. And here's what you need to know about the rings. We have people who've earned every one of those rings. As a matter of fact, we just recently celebrated our newest $1 million a year earner. That's an incredibly powerful statement to make. And for myself, and I could tell all these stories, I've been mentored by all of the $1 million ring earners. And that's what you get. That's not what's so obvious when I do the presentation, but what you get is access to a Rolodex of the most successful people that you'll probably ever meet in your life. Now, that's a bold promise, but as you start to meet these people, as you start to peel this onion, you're going to see that I'm absolutely right about that. So we have 700 ring earners, and that number changes all the time. Well, so what's a Millionaire Club member, you might be saying? So our Millionaire Club, while this is not based on a 12-month period, is anyone who's earned at least $1 million in their career with our company. So this is about longevity, right? This is about consistency over time. And out of those 300 families that have earned at least $1 million like mine, some of those have earned $1 million, some have earned $2 million, some have earned $3 million. My friend Dave Hall in Utah is our newest $3 million Millionaire Club member. We have folks that have earned $5 million in their career, $10, $15 million in their career, $20 million in their career. And at our last convention, we just celebrated some of the pioneers that have earned over $40 million in their career with our company. And we would love for you to join the ring earners and the Millionaire Club members. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a moment, but I want to share with you one other number that I think is incredibly important. Let me just get over here. Make sure this is adjusting. You ever have that moment where things weren't working? Here it is. This is the number I want to show you that I'm really the most excited about, is that over 30,000 of our associates are earning monthly residual income. I'm going to tell you why I'm so excited about this. Stay with me here for a moment. Just focus in on me. 95% of American citizens earn no form of residual income. About 5% do. So what is residual income? Well, residual income is like you write a book. Like I wrote the book on purpose. Every time somebody goes to Amazon and buys a book, Amazon sends me a royalty. Royalty is a form of residual income. Maybe you buy an apartment building and you've got 8 apartments in the building and people pay their rent. That's residual income, right? As you're earning income. Maybe you're an actor and you act in a movie or a series, and then every time that's played, you get residual income. That's residual income. And while some people have it, 5%, 95% don't. Why am I giving you the stats? Because if you look to your left and your right, like I did when I got started in this business, I didn't know anybody that earned residual income. And so when I was tempted to ask people for advice about, should I do this business? Should I not do this business? I realized pretty quickly that none of the people around me had had any of the success the people in the business had. So really whether or not I should do it didn't really matter, because they had no point of view that could help me. I just want to say this to you. When you buy somebody's opinion about this business, be careful, because if you buy their opinion, you're buying their lifestyle. So ask yourself this: do you want their lifestyle? Here's what residual income is. You do something one time and you get paid on it over and over again for a long time. As a matter of fact, as I mentioned, in February, it'll be 20 years that I've been in this business. The first customer I signed up, now someday this won't be true because she's an older lady now, and I hate to say that, but I can still say this right now. The first person I ever signed up for this membership still has it to this day. And that means for nearly 20 years, every month, every year, every decade, I've been getting paid on something I did one time. And you know what I did for her at 28 years old? This is a friend of my mom's. My mom has passed on, but there's a friend of my mom's. They worked together. I couldn't sign my mom up for a plan because I'd been a customer for a decade before I saw the opportunity to join the company. And so I'd already told her about the plan. She'd already got a plan. She loved her plan. So I couldn't sign my mom up, but what I could do was ask my mom for a referral to someone she knew, and she gave me a referral to her best friend at work. And so I played a VHS tape of basically the presentation I just did for you with John Fehrenbach. And she said, listen, I want that. I want to get my will done. I want to be able to call the attorneys when I have questions. I want them to review documents before I sign them. She's had that membership since 2004. And I've been getting paid on it every month since. That's the power of residual income. Somebody's saying, Jane, just go to the next slide. No, you have to understand what it is that you just joined, because this is all in front of you. And 20 years later, having all of those accumulated customers on the books has changed my life. And we have people, of those 30,000 associates, some of them signed up a couple of people and they're getting paid every month. Some of them signed up a couple dozen people or a couple hundred people and they're getting paid more every month. Some of them signed up 1,000 people or thousands of people. and they're getting paid from that every month. That's the business you're in. All right, so now let me just take you to this. This is Mr. Darnell Self. He's our Executive Vice President of Network and Business Development. This quote is very, very important. He says, everyone has a day one, just like you. So what does that mean? Why is it important? Every one of those 30,000 associates earning monthly residual income had a day one. Every one of those 700 ring earners, every one of those 300 millionaire club members had a day one. They had no customers. They had no team. They were excited and also kind of probably freaked out a little bit. Like, what have I done? What have I gotten myself into? We all start from that same place. And then there's a fork in the road. And here's the fork in the road. The fork is this. You can go in one of two directions. This is a moment of decision. I wanted to be here with you. This is why we do this. I've got 8 more minutes with you. And then we're going to wrap it up. But this is a moment of decision in your business. You can say one of two things. I've seen people choose one path or the other. Here's the first path people choose. They say, you know what? I'm going to do it my own way. I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to just reinvent this wheel. I'm going to figure out my best. I'm going to do it how I want to do it, and then everybody will be impressed. And they go and they make their own path through the jungle. And the problem with that is I've never seen anybody win that way. 20 years. Now, if I'd been here 2 weeks and I said I never seen anybody win, that's something. But I've been here 20 years and I say I've never seen anybody win doing it that way. I want you to listen to me. Here's how I've seen everybody win. Instead of doing that, they said, listen, this is a 51-year-old company. Last year, they might have been saying it was 50. The year before that, they're saying it's 49. But they're saying, listen, this company's been around. They have a proven track record of success. They have a system. Teach me the system and I'll follow it. In our company, we call that being coachable. One of our leaders will put that in the chat because it's important. You have to be, if you're going to win here, if you're going to be more than a joiner, you have to be coachable. Not everybody's coachable. It's okay. It's your money. You join the business. You get to decide. But I'm here to speak into you what works and who wins. And what works is being coachable, and who wins is those that are coachable. So Darnell Self says everyone has a day one, just like you. Mr. Self earns $1 million a year in this business. He's someone we want to listen to. Now, here is the path for the people that have won and continue to win. They go through our onboarding process, and our onboarding site is called pplsifirststep.com. On your screen, you got a QR code with a cute dinosaur on it. You can just go to the link that's on the slide. One of our leaders will put it in the chat so you can click on it. You'll have no excuse about how to get to pplsifirststep.com. Also, it doesn't matter what language you speak because it's available to you in English, in Spanish, in French. It's available as closed captioning if you use ASL. By the way, we have tremendous tools for those people that require American Sign Language or prefer it for communication, including at our national live events. You will have the support and resources you need because we are always able to communicate with you in all these ways. Again, the training is available in English, Spanish, and French, closed caption for those that need it. And here's what you're going to see in the training, because I only have a few minutes with you. You're going to see in this training, we're going to talk to you about how to make your list. You have a list of people that are the most likely to get these services right away. And April Hurst, who is a $200,000 ring earner, is going to walk you through exactly how to do that in less than 2 minutes. She's going to share with you how to create a list that will let you win. What most people do is they make a list of folks that they think need a Legal Shield membership right away. April Hurst is going to show you how to think bigger than that. And she's going to help you to explore that list again in less than 2 minutes. So she's going to help you build a list so you can win right away. We want to help you get fast start qualified. We want to help you earn bonuses and move up the compensation plan. Next, we're going to take you in the next video to Dave and Liz LeCue. Now, they're also $200,000 ring earners and millionaire club members. And Dave and Liz, in a couple of minutes, are going to walk you through what we call the scripts. Now, scripts, all that means in our company is words, language. What are the words that communicate the value proposition of what our services do? And, listen carefully, how do we do it without confusing somebody? And so they're going to walk you through that. And they're going to do it really quick, and it's going to be really fun. So right there in just those 2 videos, in less than 5 minutes, you're going to learn how to construct a list of people that are most likely to sign up for the services, and then how to communicate to them why they should get the services, why they should learn more about our company. Isn't that powerful? Then we're going to take you to our president of the network division, Mr. Don Thompson. And Don's going to talk to you about registering for our Fast Start class. So what you're seeing in these videos is screenshots from our first step training, which you can access 24 hours a day. And that's why I'm sharing this with you tonight, because you don't have to wait for your associate agreement to process. You don't have to wait for anything. You can go through these videos and learn exactly what you need to know, and including how to register for Fast Start class. Now, the Fast Start class is a Zoom class, so it's not unlike the environment that you and I are in today, but it is a live training. So you're gonna have a live instructor, and you're gonna be there with other new associates. We run these classes, we try to run them at least daily, sometimes even more than once a day between the United States and Canada. So Don Thompson's gonna show you how to pick a class that works for your schedule, and he's gonna show you how to register for that class. My advice to you, and probably his as well, is to do it right away. So here we are, it's Monday night. You might be tempted to pick a class on Friday. I would suggest pick a class tomorrow. Get right into this information right now and move quickly towards your goals. Now, our goal for you is to help you get your first success in the business. We call it getting paid and promoted. Those folks that have been around a long time, like myself, we call it getting a belief check. Now, we don't mail checks anymore unless that's something that you really, really want, because we have direct deposit. But today we want to get that deposit into your checking account and move this business from your head to your heart. Let us show you, by following this process, that you've joined a real business that pays real money to real people. And in our last video, you're going to hear from Mr. Daniel Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez is a $50,000 ring earner. Now, he also oversees our Legal Shield in Espanol. That's our Spanish language efforts to help expand our Spanish language marketplace. But what he's going to be talking to you in this training about is getting the technology downloaded to your device. So whether you're on iPhone or Android, he's going to walk you through, and you're going to see links on the page as well. He's going to walk you through how to get these apps onto your phone. Now, what apps? Well, first of all, what you saw from John Fehrenbach, the Legal Shield and ID Shield mobile apps. That's the customer-facing experience. So now that you're a customer, we also want you to know what it's like to be a customer. It's also important to be able to show this to your potential customers. So we want it on your phone so you can show them how it works. He's also going to walk you through downloading a tool called Prospect. Prospect is going to put the marketing power of a Fortune 500 company in the palm of your hand. The reason that today we no longer say work from home, we now say you can build your business from anywhere, is because of the Prospect app. You're going to have the power of marketing tools and systems in your own mobile phone, which means you're going to be able to share information with people, add them to marketing campaigns, and do a lot of other cool stuff. And once you start playing with the Prospect app, you're going to be really impressed. So these videos are going to walk you through how to win in this business. And I just want to give you a few other thoughts, because I've got about 60 seconds with you. I don't want you to prejudge or miss anybody when you start thinking about your list. This is my friend Bill Sharon. Now, he was my Pee Wee wrestling coach at 8 years old. He was the first person I ever showed this business to, and I wasn't even sure if he'd be interested. But he joined me in the business, and so far to this date, him and his team have signed up nearly 8,000 customers. And I would have missed out on having this happen in my team if it wasn't for me showing the business to Bill. And I was brand new, and I wanted to mention this and tell this story, because a lot of times brand new people say, listen, I need to know everything before I start sharing this with people. No, you don't. I didn't know anything when I shared this information with Bill Sharon. We learned this business together. I'll give you a couple other examples. Here's a man named Seneca Hester, who signed up over 3,539 customers, him and his team. He came from an ad that we have these ads, by the way, that you can pull down to your device and you can share on the internet. And then we have folks from social media, a man named Chuck Fields that I got from a referral on LinkedIn. Him and his team have signed up over 23,000 customers. And so the power of this next person that you share this with can impact your business in ways you have no idea. So I want to make sure that you don't leave any of the opportunity on the table. Keep a big open mind as you're going through this training. And when I was on this slide before, I shared that I would share a few other slides, because again, my family has been all over the world. And I know I'm over time by a minute, but if you want to hang out for 2 or 3 more minutes, I'm going to show you some photos, because I'm from a little town in a little state, Rutland, Vermont. And I saw the world growing up. through television and magazines. But I have an 8-year-old daughter, and she's had a completely different reality. I went on an airplane for the first time in my 20s, got my passport in my 30s. But she's been going all over the world since she was born. As a matter of fact, here she is on her first Performance Club trip where she celebrated her first birthday. That was Moon Palace, Cancun. And our company sends us all over the world, no expenses spared, all expenses paid. Travel, accommodations, food, and fun, all of it for us. Here she is on her second trip to Atlantis in the Bahamas. So I'm just loving watching her develop and not have any idea that the world is limited or small, but knowing how big it is. And here she is with one of her friends, Timber Mosley, who's a 6-figure ring runner with our company. There they are hanging out, and her and Timber are best friends. That was in Jamaica. This is Cabo San Lucas. Every room had a hot tub on the balcony. Every room had a view of the ocean, just like that. Here we are, not on the beach, but all bundled up because this is Iceland. We got to ride snowmobiles across a glacier. We got to go to the lava fields and drive 4-wheelers. We got to go and travel through and hang out in Reykjavik. We did all this cool stuff. We were in Maui, Hawaii. Of course, we're all thinking about Maui today. But just 1 year ago, we were all there together as Legal Shield associates in Maui, the kids growing up together, traveling the world together. And we want you to walk the beaches of the world with us. And we just got back from Puerto Vallarta a couple weeks ago, where we went on another one of these incredible trips. Now Olive is 8 years old. Here's the view out of our hotel room window. And I just wanted to make sure that you saw that, because real people are winning in this business. And your story is the next one we're going to tell. So let's get your business started right now, like right away. I'm going to leave this slide up. This is our pplsifirststep.com website. I'll leave the chat open for another moment or two so you guys can say goodbye to each other. I just want to thank you, John Fehrenbach, of course, for helping me with the presentation, Sonora Danzler and Venus Powers for sharing your stories, and for all of you that got started here tonight. Congratulations. Welcome to Legal Shield.
He took the midnight train.